Ladies and gentlemen, boys or girls, appreciate you guys all clicking on this video. In today's video, we're going to give you guys the heads up on what's been going on over the last week and a half or so, because for the first time in I think 8 years, I literally went over 1 week without any content for Summit Sword Sky Arena at all. Definitely wasn't planned. I think it was almost 10 days or so by the time you guys see this video. So I wanted to take a quick second of your time to kind of give you an explanation, just to let y'all know how everything's going, because it's one of those things that happened that after it happened, I always like to pass it on to you, let y'all know, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. So, crazy story. I'm not even gonna play myself. Not even gonna kid myself. I did a I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a juvenile officer for a detention center here in Nebraska. And for those that have known me for quite some time, we've talked about my history when it comes to health and wellness and nutrition and all that. I've done, that's what I got my degree in. I've done, powerlifting, bodybuilding, all that jazz. Got a lot of background in that field, right? And one of the things that I do with that juvenile officer, I also do conduct our PE program. I'm one of the guys that do our PE program and, teach all the youth various ways to train with the limited kinds of resources they have, help them out, kind of get them motivated, right? Give them that motivation to keep going when things are, they're not feeling the best, or they're just not in the right mindset, so on and so forth. So, moving forward, we're sitting there in the middle of like an upper body class. And in the process of showing them a new exercise, I'm literally bending over, and I kid you not, I'm not sitting there like straining or grabbing anything. I I legit just bent over, and basically strained my lower left lat. So for those who are not familiar with the latissimus dorsi, or dorsi, however you want to call it, that is like my lower to mid back, the lower lat. And after the strain, I just kind of sat there for a little bit bent over. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of weird, because I've had the moments in time where I've strained myself in the past, and it's the point where you can't like sit back upright, right? You almost have to kind of roll into it out of. But not only was that strain super hard, super sharp, very painful, right after this, what's it called? This strain came in, muscular strain. I started getting muscular spasms in my lower to mid left side back. And for those that are familiar with the anatomy, that muscle is a amazing muscle. It's a strong muscle, but it's also the area that it's going at is also around the lung. And I kid you not, for the first time in my life since I was morbidly obese when I was super young, right around not 19, when I first got into health and fitness and bodybuilding, I was actually really scared, because not only am I have a strained muscle, but I'm also having muscular spasms in that area. I'm also in the middle of a class, and everybody's looking at me, and everybody's wondering what's going on. So the reason why this is way more of a scare than it actually sounds, that I haven't explained, is that the muscular spasms that I was having were contracting so hard that I was contracting the lung. And when it contracts the lung like that, it kind of takes the breath, takes the breath out of you. And I was actually having trouble breathing. I ended up, like taking a step. It took me a while to get up. But the spasms were very frequent, every 5 to 7 seconds, very sharp, very, very painful. It was something that was very unexpected. However, clearly there was something going on, so I let the other teacher finish the instruction, and I basically stepped aside for the time being. Of course, go figure, we're at a jail, right? And so we don't get the luxury of like, just walk it away and take care. We're still monitoring these youths 24/7. Not even 3 minutes later, I'm trying to, get myself and shake myself off. Not even 3 minutes later, we get a juvenile youth, that is looking to turn up. And, in the process of doing so, I'm sitting here like basically like injured, right? With very, life threatening kind of scares. So basically to make a long story short, we take care of the youth, and I step aside, talk to my super, like something's wrong, like something is definitely wrong. So I step away. I get relieved of duty. I go to the hospital to get me checked out, and they took a look, did all the X-rays, all the scans, all that stuff. They took a look and said, "Hey, good news is that there's like, even though you're having these muscular spasm, the frequency is going down a little bit. I'm still having them. By the time we met with the doctor, we went in there, but without question, you have severely strained your lower left lat. So, in the process of doing so, here comes the pain meds. Here comes the muscle relaxers. Here comes the process of trying to get better. And again, to put it bluntly, for me personally, I mean, just to kind of give you a little bit of history. Again, you guys know me. If you guys have followed my channel for quite some time, you see me at this size. You see me, lean from the 2019 to 2021. Then you see me back now climbing after I had my daughter. My weight swings astronomically, exponentially, and there's a lot of reasons that happens. We won't even get into all that, but I I basically just when this process happened, it was a nice little reality check, which is funny. I was in the process of restarting my training, getting back to my good look, hashtag hot boy summer, hot boy summer, my good look in 2025. And 2 weeks into this process of getting ready, I strained my lower back. So for me, to put it bluntly, I will never say that I'm just like, you know, clinically or diagnosed as depressed, but with a guy in my background who basically lives and breathes iron. Okay, I live for the iron. I love the iron. And when I say iron, I mean work out the gym. When I have the motivation and drive to exercise, but it's taken away from me due to some kind of ailment that is out of my control, it breaks me down. It breaks me down emotionally. It breaks me down mentally. It obviously breaks me down physically. It's to the point where I don't even want to get on this channel and pretend like everything's going on, because that's the reality of the situation, is that I'm like you, you're like me. We all have our things that go on in life, and you know, we can't hide from it. It's just a part of the process. And as always, I want to keep this channel positive. I want to keep this, just want to keep the vibes flowing. And I could not kid myself, for me to sit there with pain meds, feeling like a drone, and muscle relaxers that make me sleepy half the day. I just wasn't up to it, and it's unfortunate too, because over the last month or so, I just started climbing back up with my channel. I've had basically like a 2 to 3 year kind of stalemate when it comes to the growth of my channel, just due to the choices that I make when it comes to consistency, when it comes to quality, when it comes to I say consistency when it comes to my channel, and the overall creativity. So there was a lot of changes that I was looking forward to in 2025 when it comes to the channel, when it comes to my own personal health, my own personal side. And like I said, to have that taken away from me, it hurt. It hurt pretty good. So I basically just waited it out. And the good thing about it is that strains don't take more than, 1.5 to 2 weeks to take care of it. If you're taking care of it, well. And so I went ahead, knocked it out, and then eventually got back into, doing some streaming, checking out with the people. And of course, eventually now you'll see here in the next few days, you'll see some videos come through. So again, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, because Lord knows I've had numerous times where I'm making these videos, and I've had whatever, random stuff happen that are like, oh man, I got tired. Oh, I'm started this new game. I've had all these reasons why I haven't been consistent, but this one was life changing. This one was a little scary, but I do want to let you know that everything is good, and we're gonna be moving forward. And again, I would not be who I am when it comes to a father figure in the Summers Rock community for my community, for my YouTubers, whatnot, especially YouTubers. I say this, I said this many times before, and I'll say it again. It's really easy to get lost in this field. It's really easy for you guys as video gamers to get lost in a game. While I respect what the game does for us, it gives us a chance to take a break from reality, the toxic reality that is sometimes, and have fun, have enjoyment, no matter what. And I say this, you know, wholeheartedly. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Find something to do. It doesn't have to be training. It doesn't have to be, treadmills or whatever. But figure out a way to create some type of physical activity in your life. Figure out a way to, make better choices when it comes to nutrition. Because again, you guys have heard it many, many times. You only have one life to live, so you should have fun. But in order for you to have as much fun as possible, you gotta take a step back and figure out a way to take care of yourself. I'm actually in the process right now. Like I said, we had this whole game plan of training and getting back into things, and even with coming back into it, it's been really hard to actually get have time to stay away from in the gym because now we got, I got a little one, coming up on 2. I got my son who's autistic that needs a lot of help. Just finding the best version of himself, get him to where he needs to be. And so I've realized that as a parent, right, as a father, to do what I did to get into the shape that I was, it's not going to be realistic. So I have to figure out different ways to find time. And that's what I'm doing. I'm saving up money now to get like some equipment for my gym because I realize there's just no way that I'm gonna be able to train consistently and where I want. But if it's something's better than nothing. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna be over the next probably this year or so, just buying a couple things here and there when I can. All the sponsorships that I get, be taking whatever kind of money that I get, investing into the fitness. My house is not even big. It's like a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house. It doesn't even fit my family, but I'm just gonna try to make the best of the space that I got, so that I can take care of myself, and so I'm physically, mentally, in a good place to not just take care of my family and be that person that they need in their life, but also just to be, happy and positive as I always have been for my channel for you guys. Because again, without you guys, I wouldn't be here. It's still kind of crazy to think that we've amassed the following that we have over the last decade. But I would not kid myself to tell you that I don't want to stop here. I don't want this to be my breaking point. I would like to continue to go on. And I feel like I can't do that until I take care of myself. So over the next couple of weeks, you will see some more content. It's going to be coming slow and steady. You might even see times where there's like a push of 4 to 5 videos in a matter of 2 days, and you might see some that it is. But that's just basically, hey, I found a window to make videos. I'm going to get through it. And if I can spread them out, great. If there's some that needs to be made on the fly because they're relevant, great, do that. But there might be, again, those 3 to 5 days where there might be a little break. And that's just because I'm trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? I prioritize myself, my health, my wellness, so on and so forth. That's me, um, you know, getting up at 5:30, going to work at 6 for 12 hours, getting off, taking my son to therapy, coming back here, doing my stream, and then like instead of making a video, cropping up the stream for the next day, maybe going downstairs, doing the gym to try to get whatever energy I have left to get the workout in. So you know what I'm saying? It's going to be, I'm trying to fit 25 hours in a 24-hour day. It's going to be hard, but with my history of weight loss, training and whatnot, I know it's just, it's all possible. It's just a matter of, figuring out a way to get it all done. So again, thank you guys so much for your support. Again, in the future, we do have some sponsor stuff lined up down the road, whether it's just to click on the video to get the views, or whether it's to maybe download it to help out on that front. Any help on that end would be absolutely amazing. Because like I said before, the money that I'm going to be having coming in through YouTube, through Twitch, through the thing, I'm going to be basically invested into myself, getting the equipment that allows me to essentially train, right here, right outside this studio kind of area, so that we can get myself back to the way I used to be, which is a much happier, much more content Childish. So yeah, man, that's it. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate y'all's support. Again, we got some videos lined up here in the next day or so. So stick around, man. I know you're gonna appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.